My name is Christabel Pinto, and I have the privilege of collaborating with my colleagues all around the world to lead Room to Read's literacy portfolio. Room to Read partners with schools and local governments around the world to support children's literacy development. When COVID-19 hit, schools closed suddenly and unexpectedly, and our teams around the world had to be very creative about finding other ways to support children's literacy development, even though they could no longer attend school in person. For many of our communities, digital access remains quite low. So we needed to create a tapestry of interventions to find different ways of reaching children and communities to meet them where they were. And this included digitizing some books on our platform, literacycloud.org, but it went beyond that to include radio programming and TV programming, which is much more accessible to many of the families we serve, along with hard copy deliveries of books and worksheets that children could work on at home, SMS text messaging with parents and families to engage families in supporting children at home. So we've continued to be able to keep the education of children ongoing in this time of crisis. We've heard so many inspiring stories about people all over the world who are stepping up to support their community members. Here is one of those stories coming out of India of how a teacher supported the children in his community to continue their education. Room to Read recognize that school closures are really disruptive to children's lives. Not only are they losing out on an education, but their well-being is at stake as they've lost this important anchor and this important element of their routine that serves their well-being. So in order to address this, we decided to use our publishing program to develop books that reflect children's experience with COVID-19 so that they feel less alone with their experiences. And then they can look at a character and recognize their own experiences through these characters' emotions, strengths, and difficulties. We conducted a global virtual workshop that brought together book creators from 10 countries across 8 time zones to develop 20 original titles in 12 languages, all on the theme of children's experiences in the time of COVID-19.
We have 2 stories written by Nepalese writers.
Right now I'm in Turkey, also writing.
The assignment is due on
And
Thursday.
help them wash their hands.
We have two stories. The first one is A Party Without a
Welcome
Party.
to our global workshop.
There's really no limit to what a picture book can talk about.
and you already know that character is the main element of the story that creates action, and the vehicle of the author is mainly really the character.
I really enjoyed the way you broke down your pages, and I think the story reads really well, even just visually without you telling the story. I think it does read really well.
The character should be moving around the page, so you're encouraged to move to the next page when you're reading the book.
And it can also be done in many mediums, including watercolor, colored pencils. I mean, if you can think of it, you can make a book, a picture book with that material.
Then we discuss narrative device a bit, and then we have the presentations of the second stories from the writers.
And then, of course, our themes is about children during the time of COVID-19.